Hey folks, how's it going? Rush here, and welcome back to the channel, where today we've got a bit of a treat for you guys. If you don't already know, the official community tournaments, or at least the first two for CNC, are taking place within the time frame of this week, or at least when this video goes live. The first one happened over last weekend on that Saturday, which we're going to show you some games and kind of the progression of that in this video. But there's also one coming up over on Wednesday. Now, I believe registration is closed for that tournament specifically, but if you want to check it out or jump in on some future tournaments, I highly recommend joining the Discords down below, just so that way you could be in the know and in touch with the community, which is a wonderful, wonderful place to be if you're looking to get into this game. But, folks, we do have a tournament to get to, games to play, cards to throw around. Let's go ahead and take you guys to our first matchup of round one in this tournament. Alright folks, and our round one is now underway here. Had to confirm that the players were playing their matches. So we're opening up on Jay on a turn one Lumbering Oak here, up against Uj, who I think is playing his Bouncing Emirian Bird deck here, which opens up with a Spiny, which is interesting. We're going to see an exchange of blows here. Not too bad to open up. We'll hopefully, I want to say that Jay is on some kind of Elsevier Mortanoth build by the colors of it. Unsure, but we'll have to see how long this goes, or where it goes. Oak is a generically good play, I think, because you do get that last will of mana here. Banshee into the Scout play, though. All right, so see some interactions here. I assume the Scout, yeah, gonna hit into the Banshee. Doesn't kill it. Jay can respond here by popping the Spiny, weakening the Scout, which is a nice little way for early control, but pushing that Scout all the way into enemy territory. Not super good for Jay anyway. Vampire, though, going to be a nice way that he can clean up that Scout very easily. Of course, it being a flyer too, not going to be easy for Uj to respond to it with any of his ground units, although Emirian itself can very easily deal with it, if, again, that is the strategy. I assume this is Uj's Emirian Bird deck. I honestly had all the codes for this, but I didn't look into all of the decks, per se, before the start, just due to time constraints, so I just imagine this is what he's been on, or at least wants to be on, because this is a deck he's been messing around with for a hot minute. But very curious to see where it will go. As we are going to see Deadeye. Oh, actually, Deadeye, a nice response to the Vampire here. He's going to be able to shoot the Vampire from a distance, remain safe here. Ooh, okay, and a preparation to follow up here. So the Kunai's in Uj's hand, going to do some work, potentially even going to help clean up this Vampire without him, without Jay getting a lot of value, actually, from it. As you can see, yep, one shot there into double Kunai plays. This is going to take out the Vampire very easily. A very nice counterplay to kind of shut down Jay's early game here. And Uj firmly in control with enough gold, mind you, to pop into Emirian next turn at 4 and 2. Very, very nice position here for Uj. Jay, though, does have to get something started on the board. Unfortunately, the initiative lacking for Jay is really not good for him. It means that this Deadeye is going to have another opportunity to kind of be in control of the board. Bear is a nice card, but it's not going to really do much here. That reason being, again, Uj is on the initiative, so he can maybe move the Deadeye to a safe place, shoot the bear, maybe get something else, interact and block, so that way the bear can't actually kill off, oh, okay, or not, kill off the Deadeye. Uj, though, going a more aggressive approach here, going to shoot the castle with Deadeye, so he's sacking that off into the bear. I don't think he understands, or maybe is unsure of the fact that bear can just flat out eat the Deadeye. Maybe he was expecting to make a trade of some kind with a lower unit, so that way bear cannot kill the Deadeye due to the fatigue it would inflict onto the bear. I don't think that's going to be possible anymore, and yeah, we do see the lower Scout hitting into castle as well. Bear opting for the top Scout in this position, which I think is an interesting choice. This is going to, okay, not allow Uj to do what I thought he was going to do. He could have blocked the Deadeye here more effectively, but instead opting to run a lot of bodies. Honor the Fallen moving in now, so this is going to create some Tombstone potential for Jay, which, again, we're seeing the Necromancer side of this deck kind of flourish here. Crypt as well. Okay, beautiful. So not only can we kill off the enemy units here, but generating a tombstone to generate our own zombies to kind of manipulate the board advantage into our favor can be very good here, although there is a Mirian, the star of Uj's deck here, and we're going to see it go into bird mode right from the get-go here. I assume Bear, yep, Bear has no choice here. It's got to move into the Deadeye. I assume Crit maybe going to create the zombie here since it has the opportunity, yep. And then Zombie looking to interact with the Fencer a little bit here to try and mitigate the incoming damage, which I think is fine. You have to remember, I think both players actually getting weaker in terms of hand size right now. Now looking at it, 3 cards and 2 cards respectively. This is going to be a bit of a challenge for them to, you know, once either or runs out of resources on the board, it's going to be hard for them to recover. As you can see there, Trent moving in, or the Oak, excuse me, moving into the Fencer. Amirian, open slot to the castle now, taking a big chunk out of it, and actually puts Jay in not an interesting, or not so great position. Initiative will spring back to Uj, and if there's a buff in store in that hand of his, this could be over very quickly. Mana Burst from Uj, okay. Not using a lot of gold. Well, using a lot of gold for the Mana Burst right now. About half of his current available gold pool. Into the Spiny, okay. Into the pass. So leaving Jay to deal with the incoming threat. Oak, Exotic Growth. I don't think that's going to be enough here. He has to kind of take out some of these units that are on the board right now. Something like Fencer, maybe. But of course, it is Jay's initiative. He's going to... Or not Jay's initiative. Uj's initiative. He'll swing in with the Fencer and the Scout. The Bird is going to Amir's going to morph into the Bird. This is going to protect him from those ground units, the Lumbering Oaks that are on the board right now. So that way, when he can switch back, he'll have the power to swing in. Fortify, as a nice little defense here, actually, though, is going to be able to defend the castle for a little bit longer. We're going to see, yep, it's going to be Uj's turn now. The Bear is actually growing quite effectively now. We'll see Amirian shoot the castle, but unfortunately, that Fortify will defend Jay for a bit longer in this game. It will keep Uj away from the victory at this very moment. And he kind of has to be careful here about letting this Bear now have the opportunity to grow and hit face. Yeah, you see he's going to interact with that Spiny just to make sure it doesn't deal as much damage as it would have before. Probably see Bear, I imagine, maybe run to castle here. Yeah, Oak's going to retreat to block. We're going to see the Zombie move in to hit the Fencer from behind. Just like that. And then moving in, we'll see the Bear probably take a huge shot into castle, right? Uj at least having to pass back his turn before then. Which isn't going to be good for him. Yeah, you're going to morph into the Bird, though, first. Bird morphing, very important to keeping Amirian alive for the overall strategy. And then, I assume Bear now going to swing into face. Unless Jay has a way to pass it back for another turn to create some stall, but nope. Huge hit from the Bear. 46 points of damage. And, of course, ever increasing now because he gets a pass back. So now level 13. It's a big, big Bear. Let me just highlight it over real quick. Can do 48 to 51 damage and 84 health. Probably not exactly 84 since of the damage. But still, big, big chonking hit. Vampire moving in as well. This could be very dangerous here for Uj. He will, okay, create a flying blocker for the Vampire. That's very important here. It defends us from the incoming Vampire. If there's a way that we can get rid of that, though, on initiative, I think we might end this game. But that really depends on how Jay navigates this. It is his combat phase. Bear can move in for a whole lot of damage, but there needs to be some kind of way that that Vampire can move over the board. Will it? That depends. As you can see, Jay going to put some calculation to it. Creating a Genesis Bird. Okay, so Genesising the Amirian Bird, which will be blocked because of the morph into the Amirian Mage. Level 6, of course. I think he should have done that against the... Oh, he needed to do that against the... I think he misclicked. Oh, no, Jay!
Stewards of life.
So Uj will advance into our next round here. Unfortunately, Jay had a cool idea with the Genesis, forcing him to maybe demorph off the bird, but I think the action count really might have screwed that up. I think regardless, he would have lost there. But had a good idea in how to win it, which is very cool, and he kind of displayed for us at that last moment there. Overall, a great match between these two competitors as we move on into the next round of the brackets. All right, folks, and our next matchup will be a kind of round 1, kind of round 2 matchup here, as Man Ape Like did get the bye in round 1 going up against Super Noah, who did win his round 1 match just moments ago here. Mono Pirate, excuse me, taking on Pirate Warlock, and a bit of building support going around at the initial starts of this here. We're going to see a School of Knowledge, or at least, hopefully, is that School of Knowledge or School of History nowadays? School of History. I'm still on the C1 brain. And we see a Merchant State over on the other side of it. So, Ramp going up against some early draw potential here. I think Man Ape Like, if I remember correctly, could be running a Storm Brew here. And up against the Mono Pirate, which could be Steel. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. Unfortunately, the Fencer and the School don't tell us a whole lot. Those are two neutral units, ones that a lot of decks can openly run. So, not a whole lot that we could really tell at this specific moment. Although we're going into turn 3 now. No combat has happened. Noah being more aggressive here with the Fencer, going to push that into the enemy territory. Man Ape Like, though, not having a whole lot he could do at this specific moment. Hopefully the ramp can see maybe something come down a little earlier. We did see Noah opt for some draw here to open up his summon phase, so that could be pretty good for Man. Another School of History go down. Ooh, that's a gross spot for one, but it's there. Ooh, and the Voyager turn 3. This is going to be pretty good because now we can start to see some Storm stuff going on for Man Ape Like, so reducing the cost of Villaroth, making things like Manfish and Land Shark a bit stronger here on the board. We love to see this, at least Storm play for the Storm deck. And of course, the Voyager, strong enough to easily bop away the Fencer, no harm and no foul done over on that side, I guess you could say. And with this ramp, too, Man Ape Like in a very good position. Witch's Hut going to search the Kraken spell, I believe. Either Kraken or Cursed Vessel. Those are the two ritual cards that Storm can run. So either option does work here. The Cursed Vessel can create more bodies for Noah to deal with. But the Kraken overall is a big endgame threat that I think he wants to get started as soon as possible here so we can afford just more time to do it. I think, unfortunately, though... Okay, and the double Witch Hut. The Witch's Hut at the start of this turn will kind of block us off from preparing that Kraken. But hey, I think this is fine. Actually, no, we're in turn 4. Kraken doesn't happen until next turn. So hopefully a Kraken was searched. We did see 2 Witch's Huts get played after all. This is definitely problematic for Noah if said Kraken is now looming in the hand and ready for next turn. Plus he has to deal with a Voyager as well. Not an easy body to easily get over. I said easily twice there. But hey, a Voyager of our own. So Noah also probably running some Storm stuff here. Very nice to see. We love to see it. Storm on Storm violence, I guess, is what we could be seeing in this matchup here. Although we'll see who has the better Storm package, as I think both players running what you'd expect out of Storm. But, you know, Man Ape Like also running the Warlock here has some room manipulation potentially for his Krakens, which... are very scary. Things like Split Magic, Amplify, Spell Trap, these make a dangerously bigger Kraken for enemies to deal with here, and we'll see if he's got any of those in his deck. We'll see the Voyagers, though, interact. Actually, no, okay, Voyager popping one of the School of Histories, that's fine. Getting rid of one part of Noah's draw could be important in the long term there. Very, very nice. We love to see it. This is going to lead us into the next summon phase here, as... we will also be doing things on the side here. Don't mind me. We do have to partly run the whole tournament on the side of things. So if I seem out of it in the commentary, just know that I am handling the progression of the event as it continues on here. But hey, this is all good. We're doing fine. We're having fun with it. As I just gonna check in here. Who lost? Okay, so Beastly won. Don't mind me. We're doing more tournament stuff here. Sharpshooter coming down. Okay, this looks good. Love to see it. So Sharpshooter, not a choice that we see often, but one that I think, well, maybe isn't super strong. I don't know. We'll see here. We'll see. School of Magic into the Kraken now. That is a fun little combo there. Preserves 1 piece of mana. Is that going to be enough, though? I mean, he has 3 turns to respond to it. Now, the question is just, can Noah end this game off before the Kraken comes out? He has Sharpshooter, he has Voyager. Voyager trading with one another, or at least killing Man Ape-like's Voyager here is pretty impactful. Sharpshooter to face and a pass turn. This is going to lead to round 6 here. We're going to jump into some more, I imagine, some more storm units here. We need some preservation on the board. We need to make sure that we don't die. I'm expecting to see things like maybe Manfish and Shark to come out soon. If he runs those, I assume he would. Maybe another Voyager here to get things going here. That could be pretty cool. What else can we potentially see here? We're not in Villaroth range yet. Furnace Knight. Okay. Furnace Knight. Amplify. Spell Trap! Oh, no! Oh. Folks, that could be actually game over if, oh, shit. Is this game over? We could pop into the School of History, and then I think... Is this thing big enough to snap Castle? I mean, we can't tell in spectator mode, I think, right now. But that could be very much the end of the game. Because Kraken, mind you, has Rampage as long as the storm is brewing. So this thing can keep going around and popping the rest of the board here. So you have things like the Sharpshooter or the Voyager, which are out, which are nice and can run away. But there's problems here. We have... Man Ape-like has initiative. He's got a School of History out in front of the castle here, which is going to be an easy Rampage target for the Kraken to just pick off and then move into face here. I think this is just going to be game over. Cursed Vessel, ×2. Those are great. Would be a lot of bodies coming out, but I don't think we have the turn power to do it. And as you can see there, Kraken going to go ahead, pick off the units here. Sharpshooter, Voyager, both gone. Passing over to Noah in case you want a School of History draw, Noah, but I don't think you have a spell that can help you out here. And yeah, Man Ape-like going to move in, select the School of History. 95 on the castle, though, so we do barely survive. I think if he maybe just gone for castle, he would have ended the game rather than getting the fatigue off of the Voyager. But hey, oh, there's a Villaroth. And then, yeah, okay, a Kraken for Man Ape-like, another Kraken in the School, Cursed. Cool things, but I don't think the Villaroth alone is going to be enough to pop into the cat or to kill off the Kraken. Kraken's at level 29, Villaroth only 13, and he sees the writing on the wall. Kraken gonna clean it up for a fantastic game at number 2 for this video here. Jeez, man, absolutely slaps like a brick house. Yeah, so let me go ahead and do some more tournament stuff here, and we'll bring you guys into the semifinals. Alright, folks, jumping now into semi-final time as Death's Advocate takes on Ooj in our first semi-final. Meanwhile, on the other side of the bracket, Man Ape, like you just saw with the Kraken build, going up against Beastly. Interesting field here for our final 4, but only 2 of these guys out of the 4 will make it into our next matchup, that being the final. Onto the Fallen, gonna go ahead and open up for a DA here. DA on, I assume, the Crew Necromancer... good stuff. I mean, grave robbery plus skeletons, the zombies, a fantastic powerhouse combination that's going around right now that is not too easy to take down once it gets going because you have so much bodies recurring on the board. Meanwhile, though, Ooj gonna open up with a Spiny here, gonna get some early chip damage. 8, not too much, but not too bad. This is gonna be neat, I guess, to see the Spiny do some early work here, but I think Ooj more than enough has the opportunity to kill off this Spiny here. Scout going to follow up here on the turn 2 play, it looks like. This is going to be good for that, you know, just more early aggression against the green-black deck here. And actually, DA not having a turn 2 play, potentially, it seems like. That's kind of shocking here. I think he might have to pass, unless he has a spell here, like a mugging, perhaps? I don't think mugging does a whole... Oh, Cemetery. Okay, Cemetery's going to do some gross things here. Not only will Cemetery get a couple of bodies out, but if he has Grave Robbery for the follow-up, it's going to generate a whole lot of crewmen for him, which I expect it to. Because Grave Robbery only costing 2 gold here. Yep, Grave Robbery, there it is. Going to generate a whole lot of Cursed Skeletal Pirates, while also bringing in a fresh amount of units into his hand. A gross amount of bodies now are going to line up DA's hand for the rest of this matchup and make things a bit trickier for Ooj. Into the Abandoned Archives. Okay, into another Spiny. I don't really know if I agree with Abandoned Archives as a card that you should be playing. Just because it does give your opponent an offering, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a card from your deck that you give to the opponent as sort of compensation, which can be dangerous because your combo pieces can be very easily stolen and used against you. A lot of cards can just be good in this game, and so any sort of combo piece that you potentially gave off to your opponent could be very bad. But we move into round 4 now as we see Uj just take more castle damage. Death's Advocate cleaning up the board with the Skeletal Crewman the best he can. We'll see what both players have to offer to the table now as Uj, again, in a Mirian range here. But no, opting for the Wizard seems like, which is going to be a nice way that he could 2-tap the castle. Both the ability and the attack are separate, so you can do one after the other in sort of the same line or succession. As long as you do the ability first, actually, because the ability doesn't take up an action point. So it's going to be, again, a nice way for Uj to kind of keep that castle damage going here. And maybe see if he can force DA to die before anything else gets going here. But Voyager looking to block the Wizard. That's going to be a bit of a problem here. I don't know if Uj's units on board are strong enough to contend a Voyager this early. By the looks of it, I don't think so here. And Uj having the initiative goes on the preparation journey. Okay, preparation's nice. It protects the Wizard a little bit here, plus gives him those 2 kunais to freely use on the board here. He can pop these Skeletal Pirates if he wants to, which, yeah, it looks like he's going to kill off 2 of the 3 pirates there. We see the Spiny and the Scout hitting in for some more damage. And then a pass back of the turn. This is actually kind of bad for DA. His Skeletal Crewman in the back in no position to clear off the Spiny. He has to revert the Voyager all the way back. Or to kill a Scout, actually. That's actually better for him. Killing off the higher health unit of the 2. I think this is going to allow the Wizard, though, to make some moves here. I think the Wizard hasn't moved yet. So, yeah, we're going to see that guy move in. 10 damage plus the additional Lightning Chain is big, big damage. And now DA on the cusp of the grave here, if you will. Despite the fact that he has tombstones out on the board already. Don't mind me, I'm just filled with puns, clearly. So, moving to turn 5 here, I don't think this is a position that the green-black deck likes to be in at this point. He does have initiative, so hopefully he should be able to pop the Wizard by this point. He's going to throw down a Scout of his own, it looks like, which is fine, but not much else I think he can do, unfortunately. And Uj has what to follow up with, per se. Not sure here. Although I think he can clear off the Wizard and the Spiny. That being Death's Advocate. I think he's got more than enough power to pop these 2. So whatever the next card is lined up for Uj could be very game determinant here, if you will. We'll see if he has sort of outlasted the early aggression and can move into the rest of the game here. But I say that Amirian does hit the board here, which is very scary. The Tombstone's in a great position to actually lead the bird straight to the bottom there. Pop into the Spellcaster. Actually, can he pop into the Spellcaster? I don't think he can shapeshift with this gold, I think. Oh, he can shapeshift back. My bad. So he can run the bird up next to the Tombstone, shapeshift, and pop the Amirian, which, I mean, yeah, DA could clear off all the other units here. We'll see if the bird is strong enough to kill outright here, or if DA has another chance to respond. Although it feels unlikely here. Bird runs down to the bottom. Amirian, and oh, DA holds. He holds for just a turn longer, although no healing in green-black means that this game might be... Oh, Drain Life! Drain Life is big. It could heal the castle. So dealing 20 damage, giving the castle a bit of points of health back, and then Scout clearing off the Amirian. That's pretty big. That is actually very big here in this matchup. Amirian no longer on the board means that Uj is starting from scratch and passing his turn. Okay, well, passing his turn is scary because now you have the potential to see the burst units. We're talking Trapdoor Ninja, Monkey. Yeah, there's Trapdoor Ninja, the burst unit being able to be played in the combat phase as well. It can shoot into the castle here, but will it be enough to kill? I don't know, and I don't think so. Yeah, nope, not enough. And there's a second ninja. That's cool. Does take out the Salhar Voyager to prevent the Trapdoor Ninja, or for preventing his upper trapmost ninja door to die. English! Very, very hard. But the Dracula going to be able to do some nice work here. It provides a lifesteal on the board, which gives the castle just a bit more health. The castle can also attack, but probably not the best idea to do that, because at this close range, Trapdoor Ninja would respond and smack into the castle. So that's not necessarily good for us. But, yeah, no, plenty of game left to still happen, I believe. U's now definitely in trouble here. The Dracula kind of provides a big answer to the Amirian, because it's a flyer, can respond to the bird form that most melee units can't. Hooks, Fencer to keep going on as well. This is going to be nice for DA to kind of build back up his board presence a bit here. Remember, he's pulled off that Grave Robbery Cemetery play, which we're really still seeing the effects of in the hand size. DA up by 2 cards to Uge's 6. It's a lot of potential here for him to just kind of overwhelm for the rest of the game here. Preparation on the Trapdoor Ninja, though. Okay, Kunai popping into the... I believe the Scout was there? Yeah, the Scout was there. It no longer is there, so meaning DA has to kind of, in a way, partially ignore that Trapdoor Ninja. And actually keep in mind that Uge passed up his goal, or for his summon phase with a whole lot of gold left over, so we could potentially see more burst units here. Or Genesis. Oh dear. Yeah, that's going to create another Trapdoor Ninja. DA still has a response action, though. At 1 action point left. Does he move in with the Dracula to weaken the Trapdoor Ninja? I think he does, yeah. Gonna do that. Give his castle a bit more life still. Ninjas can go in and bop, but I don't think it's going to matter at this point. I think the Dracula Drain Life combination here is going to keep DA just really going in this matchup and make it very, very difficult for Uge to kill off the remaining points of that castle, because he just keeps healing it with Drain Life, with Dracula, all this nice stuff. As you can see there, Uge hesitant to even connect with his other Trapdoor Ninja, I assume, or at least thinking about what he can do here to kind of keep this advantage going. If he has any advantage left, mind you. Another Genesis, this time on the Fencer. Okay, that's going to be interesting here. So Fencer going to show up at the top there, providing us a block to the other Trapdoor Ninja, although not really necessary. But okay, sure, we'll go for it. I think the Rusty Hooks might have been better, but I guess since he only had 1 action left, he didn't want the Rusty Hooks to just die. If he did Genesis it. Alright, Fencer moving in to block off the Fencer here. And yeah, we're going to see the Rusty Hooks take up that former Fencer position blocking as well. Going to weaken that Fencer by a lot. Kunai coming in, popping the Rusty Hooks. The second one from that second preparation we saw. And the Trapdoor Ninja finally going to connect on. And escape! Okay, escaping could be pretty cool here. This is now a much cheaper Trapdoor Ninja in hand. I'm not sure DA has a response here. He's not able to do any actions on the board. Has not enough mana or gold, or well, maybe he has enough mana to do something. But Trapdoor Ninja gonna get another shot for free here, as you can see. It is burst, so it can be played this phase. He held that gold. He floated over into that 1 point. Actually, not even float. I guess it was just like that. I'm using card terms. Oh, man. Deadeye coming out on the board now. This is going to be cool. This is hopefully looking to end the game. I'm not sure that Deadeye is in a good position to do that, though. This might have been a misclick for the positioning of that Deadeye. If it is, that'd be a huge shame. But he does have that +1 range because he is hardy, so I think it might be fine. It shouldn't matter too much here. Uge also on the initiative here, so we could potentially just pop Trapdoor and Deadeye into face to end off the game. DA has to have sort of a good response here. Fortify. Oh, actually doesn't have Fortify. Shadow Ward would be nice if there were more spell damages happening, but Deadeye and Trapdoor Ninja are physical attacks, so that is not going to be the case here at all. And then, yeah, I don't know what else you can do here, actually. I mean, the Dracula Lifesteal is going to, again... Actually, okay, moving the castle could be useful. Another unit to block in front, maybe, too, if he has one. Like to see that just be plopped right in to defend against the Trapdoor Ninja. Okay, Honor the Fallen, so maybe some Cycle here, as well as some Tombstone stuff for Norabon, potentially in the follow-up turn. Crypt to block face, that's also good. Crypt, of course, going to be able to pop these Tombstones, which could deal with the oncoming threat as well. Or unless Raised is. If Raised is in the hand, actually, that'd be much better here. But we'll see. We'll have to see. Rusty Hooks as well to potentially scare the Deadeye away, and I think that's going to be it for him, at least in the summon phase, unless he has one more cheap unit in hand. He has to float a gold because he has his Tombstones, and if you want to resurrect with Crypt, you need at least 1 gold to pay for the ability. So he does have to be mindful that he does need to keep 1 gold in reserve at the very least. But we'll see if he's got any, like, 1 gold, 1 mana play. I don't think he does. Okay. Escape onto the Fencer to reheal it. I believe that was the steal from the offering. I think The offerings have also been going this entire time. I forget about that. We could have seen a whole lot of cards from Uja's side just be given over to DA. Things like I think the Fencer might have come from the offering here. Escape definitely came from an offering. This is going to be quite interesting. We're going to see the Trapdoor Ninja pop into the Mana Tower to cut off that. Deadeye can, I think, maybe... I don't even think it can shoot into the castle, can it? I don't think it can. So what is the Deadeye going to shoot here? I assume maybe the Rusty Hooks to kind of keep it away, but... Interesting. I'm not sure what the play is. And this, folks, has been one of our longer matches. I hope you've enjoyed so far. First community tournament, bound to be more, hopefully, in the future. So if you want to join up any of these in the future, be sure to check out the link below. That will take you to the Discord where you can be notified when new tournaments are live or when signups open, etc., etc. Be sure to join, just to join an awesome, awesome community as well. Deadeye shooting into the Rusty Hooks for turn here. Looks like that is going to be the call. We cannot really push for more castle damage, so we see the Deadeye taking a more back approach here, more retreating-like approach. I think the Rusty Hooks can still connect to it because it is a +1 to range, so we'll see if maybe Hooks is going to pull in the Deadeye, or if it will actually shoot in response. But nope, Hooks going into the Trapdoor Ninja. All right. We'll probably see one of the tombstones pop as well. This is going to, yep, allow the zombie to clear off the... Okay, or not. Zombie going to move up front to... Oh, okay, open up a path for the Dracula. That's what I want to see. That's what we're going for here. So because we're moving out the zombie, it frees up that spot for Dracula to move down into and to generate more health for Death's Advocate's Castle, which is, again, really what he needs to be focusing on at this point in the matchup here, just to conserve his life. Escape, though, onto that Trapdoor Ninja, going to negate the Dracula from connecting, meaning that castle health going to be low, and DA needing to keep a shield up at all times, knowing that a burst ninja unit is playable in Uja's hand for 1 gold. But meanwhile, Dracula moving into the castle now. This thing going to probably take a bite out of said castle next turn. I don't really see anything else happening on that front. How else are we looking here? Okay, well, we're going to play another Trapdoor Ninja. We are going to sort of shoot for it. This does get a backstab on the zombie, but we are going to ultimately just kill off the Rusty Hooks for turn. Fencer can't reach it because it's a Guardian. It's a little slower, so not going to be able to connect into the Trapdoor Ninja. But, yeah, I still think this is going to be a very tough game for Uj to fight back out of, at least at this point. There's really not much I expect him to be doing. Just aside from maybe a few more ninja shenanigans here. And we look at the card difference again. DA up 8 cards to Uja's 4. Very, very rough spot to be in, as DA going to replay as a Mana Tower for 1 gold cheaper, thanks to the Dracula Castle buff. Does he use that mana or for anything? I have no idea at this point. I feel like we're waiting for maybe a Norabon here, although we don't have the gold to facilitate a Norabon. We're just off by a mana, because if we mana burst, we are off by gold. If we don't mana burst, we're off by mana. Weird scenario where we just don't get Norabon this turn, but hey, I think we can just wait for that, maybe generate some more tombstones on our end, if we can. But is there any additional follow-up I want to say? Okay, Cursed Vessel. That's going to be good at generating some bodies for next turn, which will, create more tombstones for Crypt and Norabon to utilize later. I'm gonna just pass it off on there, though. Okay, that's interesting. He maybe has some combat tricks, I imagine. Could definitely see an instance where DA goes Mana Burst into Cemetery. Mana Burst is set up for the Norabon next turn, and the Cemetery to create more tombstones for a Norabon pop. Very, very scary combination indeed here. This will... how will Uj respond? Okay, Amirian. Amirian's a good start here into the Fortify. So often not fortify his castle, just modifying Amirian, which honestly I think you could have actually saved for next turn. But hey, what do I know? Maybe you're a little nervous here. Maybe you want to start cleaning up the board. Because I assume... Okay, maybe that's why. We're not actually going to morph the Amirian into its bird form this turn, which is a bit risky, but it is what it is. We move into DA's combat now. He's got initiative. Amirian going to be harder to kill off this turn thanks to the Fortify. I'm not sure he's going to go that route. Looking like he's going to probably pop into the Deadeye. Yeah, Deadeye going to be the pop here. Going to heal up, again, the castle by a bit of points. This is fine. Leaving his back row to kind of handle the rest of this, though. Okay, Fortify on castle. Again, good, but you probably could have held it in reserve, honestly, for next turn, because this Amirin I don't think is looking for castle damage this turn. Another zombie created at the bottom there from that Rusty Hook's tombstone. Going to be able to do some work here, maybe clean up the Trapdoor Ninja a bit, although it has one action remaining because he did use the Dracula. So unsure if he's going to really be able to make a huge play here. Okay, zombie up top, going to block Amirin and deal damage to Trapdoor Ninja, which is fine. I think Amirin, though, just going to move down. I imagine pop into the other zombie with Fencer. And then maybe the Trapdoor Ninja can start working on the tombstones a bit more. Prevent Norabon from getting a big value. Okay, or going into the crypts, which not sure I agree with, but here we are. Because now I don't think we have enough power to kill off that bottom zombie, right? Yeah. We're going to try and connect with the top zombie, which can't really do any actions. I think that... Can the bottom zombie kill Scout? I think it might be able to. Again, lack of the spectator at this point in the early stages is a little rough, but we can make do with, you know, general assumption here. That I think the zombie might be big enough. Oh, and yeah, there's a cemetery play I was alluding to earlier. Cemetery going to create more tombstone potential for a Norabon play next turn. At least that's what it feels like is going to happen at this stage. Yep, there's a tombstone generation here. He could play another one even with the remaining actions he has, but I think he should do a little more cleanup before he commits to something like that. Because Fencer and Amiria now open to take out a couple of these additional tombstones. Trapdoor Ninja gonna die now, again creating another tombstone, which is good. And Amiria now having a wall in front of him to get through, unfortunately. So I don't think he's gonna be able to pop into the castle like he wanted to. Not like it really matters anyway that he can't hit castle, because again, that bad boy is fortified. No way that we can kind of pierce over at that point. Or at least we can pierce over, but still. We have a giant wall. It's not looking good for him right now. Dracula sitting on phase 2. I think he has to somewhat deal with that. It would be... I would like to see him kind of maybe make a run back here. Pop some tombstones. Hit against the Dracula maybe to weaken it. I would hope, but... yeah, not a good position for Uj here, who had a strong showing in our round 1, the first game we had here on the channel, or on the video. Yep, okay. Amirian popping into some tombstones here, clearing off a zombie as well, taking a couple of bodies off the board here. Fencer can move up if DA wants, but I think he wants to keep that wall going. I don't imagine him moving it. Unless he has another cemetery. Another cemetery would be quite big, actually, here, because it's going to create more zombies for Norabon to use in the next turn. Again, if that's the plan. Yeah, there's another cemetery. So it's going to get him some draw, going to create more zombie tombstones, and be a lot of value for DA moving into the rest of the game here. Each tombstone you see on the board right now, if he has Norabon in hand, represents a zombie on board. So that's probably like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 9? 9 tombstones if I can use my math correctly? Yeah, 9. One of which is actually right on castle too, which is gross. Such is the play here. And not to mention the Cursed Vessel earlier, going to pop out some more Skeletal Pirates, which can turn into tombstones. This is very, very dangerous territory for Uj right now. He definitely needs something, but I don't know what he can do given the circumstances of his deck. So, yep. Fencer and Deadeye, they're going to be decent responses here, but yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot that he can do. What else do we got? What else do we got in hand? He has one more card, but might Mana Burst. Yep, Mana Burst. Okay. Does he shift into the bird form here? He can. He does have initiative, so he can maybe fly away from the Dracula, but seems unlikely. I think he might need to go back and do a Mirian Deadeye on the Dracula, unless Norabon comes out. But again, so many different factors in this matchup at this specific point here. It's getting a little crazy on the board for sure. Spawning the last card in hand is not what I think Uj wanted to see, but it will be a castle blocker. There's the Norabon, which we predicted last turn. This is going to get a crazy amount of value on this board. It's going to pop, like we said, 9 tombstones. Although probably less, because I think Uj is going to be looking to take out some of these tombstones here. He can get rid of at most 2 before the action swap back over, or the initiative swaps back over. So we'll see what he does here. But there's honestly a lot of threats, I think, for this deck to handle. Maybe too many. Deadeye now going to pop into... Oh, I saw Deadeye get the click here. Nope, Emirian going to be the card here. And Emirian now, yep, going into Dracula, going into the bird here, shooting up the Dracula just a little bit to try and weaken the lifesteal that it will get on the castle. This is going to be what he needs, at least to start fighting back here, if there's even a choice. Dracula into the Emirian bird, not going to be able to kill it, which is unfortunate. And as you can see there, a little bit less castle heal moving into DA's castle. Norbon going to try and generate, I believe, some more tombstones before he pops the ability here, but we do give Uj the turn back, so he does have an opportunity to clear out a couple more of these tombstones before they turn into big bad zombies. Yep, we'll see there. Fencer Spiny tag team taking out the closest one to his castle. I don't think it matters, though, because I think we'll see. Yep, there's the pop. A huge zombie army now generated off Norbon. We're probably going to see all these guys start marching in. Skeletal Pirates moving in first, looks like. Yep. Gonna take out the Fencer as well. Yep. I don't really see Uj getting out of this matchup. He's got no cards in hand. Once he loses the pieces on his board that are there now, it's going to be just a losing effort at this point. So we'll see what DA can do in terms of cleanup here onto the Fallen, coming down again. So generating more tombstones off of Uj's Fallen Soldiers, it looks like. Yep, Skeletal Pirates moving in, popping into the Deadeye. Zombie moving into the Fencer. Yep, all good things here. And I think he can just start to proceed the zombie army forward. Granted, he has the spaces to move. I think some of them are a little slow here, so might be a bit clogged on the board, but that is fine. I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. Yeah, okay. Zombies are moving forward. This is good. This is good. Fencer moving up. Yep. Love to see it. I think the back zombie should play defense, to be honest, but that's just me. We know he's got burst potential in that deck, so I think we're going to try and see him wall up while also maintaining a very big zombie force forward. So let's see here. What are we going to see? Skeletal Power can also move. I mean, this is the problem with DA playing these kind of decks. He takes a while to just move forward. And yeah, okay, Amir going to switch back. Mana heal, because he can. Passing back to DA, who's probably just going to pass back. Oh, nope. Skeletal Pirate into the Emirian. Yep. Sounds good. Don't think there's anything else, though. Yep, there it is. On the DA summon now, initiative in his favor. This is probably, like, I don't know, Mordanoth, but you don't have enough mana for Mordanoth. Wizard that he probably stole off of Uj's deck, it looks like. Anything else? At this point, I just feel bad for Uj. His deck is being also used against him at this point. Like, it's going to be rough. Because what else can he do, right? He's got no further actions that are really going to impact the game. DA gonna throw down another crypt here. Some more zombies. The out of tombstones. Yeah, this is not good. Archives for Uj Part 2. Archives is not gonna do anything here, pal. I'll tell you that right now. And what else is in this? Can he even play the last card in his hand? He's got 8 gold, 3 mana. I assume he could. Following up with the Scout. Yeah. That's something here. And yep, Dracula cleaning up the Emirian, not really letting Uj have an opportunity here with some of his units. That's the kind of methodical play of DA coming into fruition. He's a player that really likes to take down everything as he sees as a threat before moving into castle. So yeah, we're going to see some things happen. Can Fencer take out the zombie? Or the Scout take out the zombie, maybe? Nope, taking out the Tombstone, which I think is a fair option. Although I think DA going to try and kill off as many other units as he can before popping into the Norbon play, right? Well, he can kill things, which is good. Fencer, the only card left I think Uj has access to use in this turn. He's going to use it to pop into the zombie at this point. I don't know. Nope, looks like not. So zombie going to clear off that. No tombstone generated because Honor of the Fallen has pretty much expired at this point here. Norabon going to move in, popping into the scout. I assume you're also going to do the Norabon. Yep. 3 more zombies on the board. Probably going to start swinging to castle, I imagine, right? Yeah, Manitar going to get taken out here. Castle going to start taking damage. It's all down here for Ooj, folks. It's all down here for Ooj. I guess we should probably check in on the rest of the tournament here. Oh, okay. So BC will advance into our final, folks. Put that in as we continue on in this matchup. As it may look to be DA taking on BC for our final round here, as I don't really see Ooj getting out of this one. Drain life too, just further castle healing, I think, right? Yep, further castle healing. And then probably a pass there because the other zombies just can't move up anymore. Ooj, though, with 3 cards in hand, will he be able to do anything of substantial note here? I imagine going to probably block his castle at the bottom with Mana Tower, maybe throw some units on the board. I think at this point he's also being close to getting spawn blocked, mind you, with how many bodies are on the board. Okay, there's a Deadeye. There's the Mana Tower at the bottom, like we mentioned here. Has 2 more spots for 2 more units, potentially. Trapdoor Ninja being one of those units that we see there, and a pass back for turn. Oh boy. We just keep going in this matchup, folks. I think DA is going to really take his time with this one. Again. Is there anything else I think he could do at this point? Nope, Villaroth. Yeah, Villaroth is probably at 0 mana by now, which makes sense. What else can we do here? Preparation on the Dracula, which is nice. 2 kunais gonna pop into the Deadeye. Gross. And, yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I don't see, Ooj getting out of this one. Again, I think we've said that like 3 times already, but folks, like, if it wasn't obvious before, there's just too many zombies. And I think, yeah, we're kind of dragging on this matchup a bit too long, so I kind of want to see it play out, though, just to the satisfaction of killing the castle. And you see plays like Flash Grenade. Yeah, Flash Grenade's a play. Tempted to just kind of go into the finals, but we're vibing here. This is gonna be what makes up the majority of the video here with the runtime, so we're happy about it. Now the Trapdoor Ninja going into the zombie. This is all good. Clearing off some bodies off of his face, which is cool, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yep, Norabon moving in to kill off the Trapdoor Ninja to make Valaroth go forward a few more spaces. We're going to probably see zombies moving into face. Rusty Hook dealing damage to castle. Yeah. It definitely feels like game over. Oh, Dracula. I forgot Dracula went stealth. That is also a playable card that he can do. As the zombie is going to continue moving into face here. Rusty Hooks could also probably take a shot at castle, I believe. He has the range to, so I'd be surprised if we don't see this hit in. Yep. Just moving around all the zombies here, trying to get the more damaging units, I believe, up front, end off the game quicker. Rusty Hook's going to probably ship off the Mana Tower then at that point, because it still has a move and an action here. I'd be surprised if we just completely skip out on Rusty Hooks, but it is what it is here. Everything else, again, just continuing to move forward here, even shipping in the Abandoned Archives, which have been helping him a lot this game. We can't forget that a lot of cards we saw played at DA were also from Ooj's deck. The Wizard, the Fencer potentially that you see now, the Preparation with the Kunais, that came from Ooj's deck. It's very dangerous to give your opponent offerings, people, and this is pretty much capitalizing on why that is the case. But hopefully we'll be at the point now where you can just end off the game here. We're in the summon phase for DA. Don't think there's anything of note that he can play further that's gonna... I mean, the man's got 10 cards in his hand. It's just nasty. Yep, second Villaroth. Why not? Second Villaroth is here, baby. Big claps all around. Ooj, play literally your entire hand, because that's all you can do at this point, brother. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, there's another wizard. School of History, which is dead in the water. You can draw, but it's not going to do anything substantial. And a pass back for him, meaning the combat phase is now open here. Gonna pop into the wizard, which is not smart, DA. Just end the game. My goodness. I think we're gonna probably opt to wizard something off the board here. Can't imagine what though. Genesis. Oh, Genesis is cool. Gonna generate another wizard for himself, but what that wizard's gonna accomplish is unknown to me. Doesn't matter. DA's got a flash grenade. Gonna completely negate the Genesis play. Unfortunate there. No target, of course, for that to use. So, yep. It's a dead Genesis into a flash grenade that deals no damage, which is fine. And yeah, more things moving forward. I would love to see the Velaroth maybe pushed forward. Skeleton Pirate moving out of the way, maybe. Crewman, that is, excuse me. I always forget to just call them crewmen. Okay, moving the Dracula. Get another flash grenade here. Going to open up, I think we just cast some more damage. Oh, not enough. Oh, Norbon's going to kill it anyway. There we go. There we go. We did it. We got past the DA match here, folks. Quite the game. Not much else I think I can say on this match that they haven't already said in the time that this game has been going. So, congrats to DA for moving on to the finals. Let's go ahead and jump to the finals right now. Alright, folks, and we are moving into the last round of our tournament here, the finals, as we saw DA claim his spot last match, going up against Beastly, who took down Mana Ape-like to earn his spot in this matchup. Beastly on the red-green, it seems like, so maybe some Storm stuff again for his side. And of course, we already know what DA is running, the Necromancer, Pirate, Crypt, Norabon, good stuff, Grave Robbery, you know how it goes. And opening up the game here, DA going to open with a Honor the Fallen play, early cycle, plus being able to generate tombstones early, what the deck likes to do after all. And we'll see how BC is responding to this. As we get ourselves more comfortable for this matchup here, as it's getting a little hot in the room. Smile. I'll see though. Looks like we moved into the combat phase here. See if BC's complaining. Nope. Alrighty. Fantastic. And moving into the summon phase now of round number 2. We're going to see a treasure, Elvish Bandit, hit the board here. This bad boy going to generate some steel for BC early on. Death's Advocate following up with the Cursed Vessel, so that early storm now coming out, securing the potential for a Velaroth much later in the game. Bandit moving into strike face. DA going to probably pass unless he has a Typhoon Blast, which doesn't really feel worth it against the single Bandit. And we'll probably see a pass back. Yep. And then BC going to probably end combat, actually. I think both players have a move they could potentially do here, but I'm not sure what BC's got. Maybe he's got the Typhoon Blast. Hell if I know. Nope. There is the Skeletal Pirates there. Fantastic. All good stuff right now. And again, don't mind me checking in on things. We gotta make sure this last bit of the tournament runs as smoothly as possible here, because of course, this is our finals. The winner walking away with a nice $70 cash prize. The second place, BC has already confirmed $30. So both these players will be walking away with something. It's just that who will get the larger pot at the end of the day. BC going in with the Cursed Vessel now. That is going to generate some more units for him later. This is, though, going to allow Death's Advocate to clean up the Bandit without BC generating a steal off of it. BC probably not going to be able to do much at this point. I think he maybe still has a spell he can use, but what that spell is, again, not quite sure as of this moment. Could be something like a Typhoon Blast or Dagger Storm. Alright, Dagger Storm to play here. It's going to maybe kill off a couple of these Cursed Pirates, Cursed Skeletal Crewmen. And yeah, it does get a board-wide weaken against them. Unfortunately, not enough to kill off those Upmost 2, which is a bit annoying. But again, it is what it is. They are going to be doing less damage into face, so that is, I think, a good thing for Beastly here. As we see, yep, more damage happening on the board here, and a pass back into the next round, or at least I think. No. Not yet. I thought it's going to happen. Yep, there's the Cursed Vessel, so now we move into round number 4. Love to see it. And that is going to yield... Ooh, ho, 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 ho. Pyromancer is on the board. This guy, absolutely gross here. We're going to have to see a block. Yep, looks like the Banshee coming in from DA to disincentivize the Pyromancer from moving up, but Beastly not worried about that. Big Pyro shot, taking out the Tombstones as well as the Scout. Pyromancer, an absolute menace on the board. And this, of course, is going to be difficult for DA to deal with here. We're going to see Beastly out to protect his Mana Tower by popping into that upmost Skeletal Crewman. Love to see it. We're going to see the... I imagine the Banshee maybe going to hit into the Pyromancer this turn. I think Pyromancer is definitely a huge concern on this board here. Looks like, okay, DA going to Typhoon Blast. Very nice here. This is going to weaken the Pyromancer to where Banshee can pop it off of the board here. That seems pretty good for him. Get this huge menace out of the way. And then probably just his Skeletal Pirate not going to be able to connect with the castle before it dies. So a bit unfortunate there, but that is fine. Pirate will die, and the remaining crewman will move into face, dealing 8 points of damage. Okay, and a Grave Robber from DA, generating a Skeletal Crewman of his own, actually. I think that brings in the Scout back to hand, which is fine, but not really, I think, what DA wanted to use the Grave Robbery for. That is only a 1-unit robbery, which isn't as great as having a 2- or 3-unit robbery. And yep, there's a Scout that we knew from the previous turn, that previous Grave Robbery, and a follow-up Cursed Vessel as well hitting the board. Alright, at this point I would like to see maybe more BC Storm stuff hit the board. He is 1 mana short from starting up a Kraken play, unfortunately, which... it is what it is, but there is the Voyager now. So providing a bigger body, which is going to kill off things like the Scout, the Banshee potentially. All good stuff. And yep, there's the Banshee connecting with the Voyager. Voyager gets a little bit smaller, runs away. Going to allow BC to maybe connect in, killing off that upmost crewman. Yep, also keeping his own alive. I don't expect the second crewman to do anything, though. At least at this point, the Scout going to be, I think, big enough to kill it. So, okay, he's going to try and block off the movement, I guess. But this allows the Scout to move into face. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. Scout will move around on the other side, pop the remaining crewmen. Voyager moving forward here, and DA, getting 3 more crewmen from his Cursed Vessel. A lot of Cursed Vessel going around in this matchup here, but yet another Pyromancer hits the board, getting a lot of value actually out of this play. It will snipe over the Scout, which will... okay, there's a Crypt. Crypt can do some Tombstone stuff here, which is good. We'll see how BC responds to this. Will he take the shot or will he hold? I think he's going to maybe take the shot here. It feels good to kill off 4 units with the Pyromancer Blast, but... if he doesn't want to do it, I also understand why. Depending on what we could see here, BC is really thinking about this one. Okay, Pirate Crewman into the bottom. Oh, okay. Voyager going in for the castle, or excuse me, Pyromancer going for the castle shot alongside the other units here, so we don't necessarily want to... yeah, okay, Grave Robbery here. Again, very big. This is going to be gross here. Of course, the Skeletal Pirates now are going to be able to maybe clean the Pyromancer. Voyager can probably kill off one of those crewmen, but then it would turn into another zombie. I feel like the advantage is quickly spilling over into DA's favor here as the Horde is now starting to build up. We're seeing the crewmen from the Grave Robbery, which will now generate tombstones again for things like more zombies. So very, very dangerous here. Not sure how BC is going to be able to handle it without maybe a funny big Kraken play. Kraken spell trap maybe, but he's used so much mana already as it is. We saw a lot go into the 2 Pyromancer bursts, which are a bit unfortunate. And yep, we're going to see the crewman interact with that Voyager a bit more, trying to remove its health. The Dagger Storm is cool, but that will generate more tombstones, Beastly. I'm not sure if that's the play you want to go for. I think it does kill off... Oh, it does kill off all 3 crewmen, which is cool. DA does get that summon, though, of the zombie from one of these, which is probably going to be, yeah, used to kill off the Voyager. And moving into round 7 now. A bit unfortunate there that Beastly lost a lot of that control, but does have a good amount of damage on DA's castle, which I think DA should be cautious of at this point here. He doesn't have a Dracula like he does last game at this particular point in time, so no way to generate the lifesteal to kind of get any sort of castle heal going. I say that, and the Caster Curse kicks in, and there's a Dracula. Fantastic. We love to see it. And I don't know if Beastly's got anything in his deck that can deal with that, except for maybe a Villaroth. Get a Mana Burst here into the Elvish Bandit to maybe get some steal going. DA's combat, though, I don't think he's going to let him steal a card. Plus, the Dracula going to do some nasty things to Beastly. Probably going to see... what? The... Okay, crewman for crewman, it looks like, which is neat. Does that really do... Okay, zombie generation. That's why. And then maybe the 2 zombies can kill off the Elvish Bandit. Is that what we want to go for here? Okay, yeah. Actually, well, in a way, I think now this is going to be harder for the zombie to get the kill, but this also protects the zombies from backstab stealing. And I think DA at this point moving in the Dracula for turn would make sense, right? Yep, there it goes. Gonna swoop in and maybe deal some chaos into Beastly's backline. Beastly having an opportunity to respond. Ooh, Typhoon Blast. Alright, so this is gonna kill off the back zombie, allowing his bandit to get a steal off here, which is neat. Doesn't matter if the zombie didn't die. It's important that Beastly was able to steal a card. That's what really the bandit's being used for here, to generate some kind of card advantage or hand advantage to maybe bounce back in this matchup here. Stealing something like a Drain Life would be pretty big and powerful. But hell, I'm not sure what we drew for turn here. Land Shark for Beastly now. Okay, makes sense. Again, he is running a lot of Storm stuff, so the Shark was bound to appear at some point. I love the Shark, by the way. It's a cool card. And another Voyager as well. So unfortunately not using any of the stolen card that the Bandit took. But, I mean, at this point, I don't think it matters. Dracula going to be a huge nuisance to face here. Draconic Temple as well for follow-up here. That's going to instantly bring the Villaroth, I think, in his deck to his hand. Or Mordanoth if he runs either or. Bandit getting another steal off, killing off the zombie, which is cool. I think... Oh, I think he's got... Beast's going to push into face here, I think, at some point. And yeah, we're going to see Voyager move up, pop the Tombstone a little bit here. Force DA to take that one Tombstone over the other. This means that this Voyager also going to get closer to DA's Dracula Castle, but it's going to start getting healed up a bit thanks to the Dracula lifesteal, right? Yep, there it goes. Big 23 on the face here. It's going to give some HP back to the Dracula Castle. Beastly can Land Shark here. Land Shark into the zombie for an overpower. That could be pretty important here for just keeping his units alive, right? At least I want to assume. Or no, we kill the crewman. Crewman kill works here too, because again, you're taking out the remaining actions that DA can do, so makes sense. And then, yep, okay, second crewman popping into the Voyager, just to kind of continue to weaken it. Excuse me. And yeah, we'll move into round 9 now, into the summon phase for DA. Feeling pretty good here, being DA. We do have the Dracula sitting on face here. We have the Crypt to generate the Tombstones. Potentially have enough gold and mana discount for a Villaroth this turn, which is, I think, nearly a game ender at this point, I would imagine. That or he drew Mordanoth and can't use it just yet, which would also be good, but unfortunate. Unless he also just doesn't want to use either or and wants to get more board control. Because, again, DA, very methodical player, very control-esque, you know, wants to make sure that all the threats are removed from board before sinking in the proper damage. But, yeah, there is DA's Villaroth. 8 gold, 0 mana. Storm's been up for the entire game at this point here. And a Temple in response from Beastly is cool. It does tutor out, I think, the Villaroth of his own into his hand, but... will it be too late is the question. Well, I guess maybe not. BC is on initiative, mind you. Next turn. So this could be pretty big. He's still going to respond with a Manfish, kind of keeping the Vileroth back as much as he can. Into DA's combat phase now. Going to pop out a zombie from one of the 2 tombstones from last turn. Maybe kill off the Voyager, I think, at this point, right? Oh, not enough. He needs to trade in the second zombie, maybe. Or use the Vileroth to swoop back, but no. Vileroth going to set himself up in position to pop into the castle next turn. BC now going to probably just, I don't know, Voyager. You can't even Voyager into castle because you lose the Voyager. Okay, Voyager to Crypt, but you still lose the Voyager off the castle shot. And I imagine Manfish is going to block or pop into the zombie here, one of the two. I would imagine he has to pop into the zombie, no? No. Gonna block instead. Okay. Well, yep, like we saw there, the castle is going to bop away the Voyager. Again, Dracula Castle gets a bit of an attack buff, so this means that we'll see the castle kill off a very weak unit from time to time, in this case, the Voyager. Dracula's can get another huge shot into the castle there, again, further reducing Beastly's chances of winning this game. And, of course, the zombie moving up as well, just providing a blocker or, you know, diversion at this point. Okay, Rakanoth for Beastly. That's cool to see, rather than the Vileroth, which we assumed was going to be the card instead. Rakanoth a bit dangerous in this position, though. It can kill the Dracula. It can maybe weaken the Rakanoth or the Vileroth, but if Raka explodes, that's going to deal a lot of damage on the friendly side of things, too. You have to remember, the new Raka change deals damage to all targets, which does include your friendly targets. So, you know, this whole back area right here might just get blown up because of Rakanoth. We'll see if DA has a response. We saw Norabon come out. Not the huge response I think we were expecting, but this is going to be fine because we can generate some tombstone value off of the dying Dracula. Scout as well to do things. Scout is always good. Rakanoth, though, moving into Vileroth. Okay, opting to take that approach over the... Okay, yeah, and then maybe... Ooh, alright, nice. Vileroth does die thanks to the explosion from Rakanoth, but that does again leave Dracula pretty much untouched. Gonna continue to sink in damage here. The zombie as well for turn, and yeah, there's the surrender from Beastly. He knows the game is over. Meaning the game ends, and DA is our winner of our first community tournament, the first Red Team official community tournament. Big congratulations to him. And overall with a strong list, but don't expect this list to stick around for too long. Potentially due to some things that are happening in the near future as of this recording. I'm not sure when I'm posting this. Well, you'll probably already know that the patch is going to swing by and change this, but note that this was already done before the patch up. So this deck is probably going to get morphed around. Anyway, a great tournament. Let's go ahead and move to close out this video. Alright, folks, and with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this community tournament run through. A little chaotic, a little long, especially that semi-final match. It was a semi-final match. I recorded those matches yesterday. I'm doing this one the day after, so mine's a little fuzzy on when that matchup took place. But regardless, folks, hope you did enjoy the games, and hopefully we could see you back here for future events and tournaments. Much more ahead planned for the future, so hopefully you join us over on our Discord, which again, links to join that are down below. But if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on it to make sure that you enjoyed it, as well as sharing it with your friends and subscribing if you're new or haven't done so already. So this way you can support the channel at no additional cost to you. And leave a comment down below, because I think I forgot to mention that already. So comment down below. That's an aggressive point. Anyways, folks, that's going to be it for me for now. Until next time, stay gaming.